I know you can expect Michelle, my belle, and the kids and be going in and out of church every day with 20-pound Bibles being lugged around. Obama might even walk into one now and then. Let me ask you a question. If you were Obama, why would you waste time going to church to pray to yourself? Well, you can pray to yourself in the White House. Why? There's a waste of time to go to church. You know who they ought to poll? Go poll the people that work at NASA and ask them if they think Obama's a Muslim. Because he turned NASA over to a Muslim outreach program. The guy holds an Easter egg roll. The White House website promoting the Easter egg roll does not mention Jesus or Christ. It talks about environmentalism. Obama says he's a Christian, but where's the evidence? Well, he went to Reverend Wright's church. Yeah, but he says he didn't hear anything that was said in there. And by the way, Reverend Wright's church is a weird brand of Christianity. Reverend Wright's church, black theology, is what comes out of that pulpit, which is, not exactly mainstream Christianity. The New York Times joins the media chorus, all upset about this. Cheryl Gay Stolberg, in defining Obama, misperceptions stick. And she says here that the White House is struggling with the perception of otherness. That even Obama's Democrat supporters are confused. A finding suggests that nearly 2 years into the Obama presidency, the White House is struggling with the perception of otherness. That candidate Obama sought so hard to overcome, in part because of an aggressive misinformation campaign by critics, and in part, some Democrat allies say because Obama's doing a poor job of communicating who he is and what he believes. He doesn't think he should have to stoop so low as to explain himself, to tell us who he is or what he believes. Gods don't answer letters. The Mr. Kohut also said that the numbers reflected that Obama had not made religion a part of his public persona as much as he did during his presidential campaign, so much so that even his own supporters are confused. We're talking about the President of the United States, and a poll that shows even his own supporters are confused about who he is. Now, moving on to the mosque. Howard Dean yesterday on our New York flagship WABC said,
"We have to understand that it is a real affront to people who lost their lives, including Muslims. That site doesn't belong to any particular religion. I think a good, reasonable compromise could be worked out without violating the principle that people ought to be able to worship as they see fit. I think another site would be a better idea."
So another Democrat, a former head of the Democrat National Committee, in fact, off the reservation, put the mosque somewhere else, something else in his Pew poll. And I want to reemphasize, over 50% of the people in this poll say, hey, look, I don't care. You put a mosque 2 blocks from my house, fine and dandy. Just don't put it at the World Trade Center. Don't put it at Ground Zero. There is no anti-Muslim bigotry in this. Nobody wants to deny anybody their religious belief or freedom, except the left. The left routinely wants to impinge upon Christians and their practice of their faith. The developers behind the Islamic Center planned for a site near Ground Zero will not rule out accepting financing from the Mideast, including from Saudi Arabia and Iran, as they begin searching for $100 million needed to build the project. I also found out this morning there's a mosque 4 or 5 blocks away. And that is part of a story of Muslims saying there's no mosques in this area of town where we can go worship. There are. I saw a Google map earlier today of all the mosques throughout the New York City area. Many, 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 many mosques. But now you got the Rauf guy, the imam, is going over and talking to the Iranians and Saudi Arabia, and we're paying for this? We're paying him. Wait, I confused $16,000. $16,000 is how much we've spent in sending him as an envoy over there. State Department sending Hillary. Now, this is not tone deafness. This is not. I mean, this is thumb in the eye stuff, which is exactly what the whole project is. By the way, has Obama ever called Muslims bitter clingers? Well, he's called Christians bitter clingers. He did that in San Francisco. I'm just throwing these things out here, folks, because if people are questioning his Christianity, some think he's a Muslim. I'm just saying there might be reasons why some people think this. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, of course, has called for an investigation into the funding of those who oppose it. So she got a little flack for that. So yesterday she said, okay, well, let's investigate the funding of those who support it. So she wants to investigate all these people. Hey, Nancy, you want to investigate the Iranians? You want to investigate the Anti-Defamation League? You want to investigate the 9/11 families? You basically want to, in a Stalinistic move, investigate the American people, essentially. Soft tyranny. It's amazing to witness all this in the midst of a plummeting economy, and the White House wonders why they've got problems. They wonder why people don't trust them, why they don't like the president, why his approval numbers are plummeting. The economy is sinking fast. There's no end in sight. Obama's doubling down on all the things that have caused it to plunge. And meanwhile, seems more focused on making sure a mosque gets built at ground zero than he is on his own country's economy. Let's go back September 2008 on This Week with George Stephanopoulos before Christiane Amanpour took it over. Stephanopoulos said to Senator Barack Obama, the McCain campaign has never suggested you have Muslim connections. John McCain said that that's wrong.
No, well, look, listen, you and I both know that the minute that Governor Palin was forced to talk about her daughter, I immediately said, that's off limits.
And John McCain said the same thing about questioning your faith. And what was the first thing the McCain campaign went out and did? They said, look, these liberal blogs that support Obama are out there attacking Governor Palin. Let's not play games. What I was suggesting, you're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that that has not
Christian
come
faith.
My Christian faith.
Yeah. That's Obama, Senator Obama, September 2008, This Week with George Stephanopoulos. You're absolutely right. John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith. You're absolutely right that he has not come. And Stephanopoulos said, Christian faith, Christian faith. Obama said, my Christian faith. No, we're not making a big deal of it. I mean, it's just people are wondering in the media why Americans are concerned about who the guy is. And they're saying that they're learning from television that they think he's a Muslim.